Again, if you hear noises around me, it's I got a lot going on around here.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, let's go. All right, so questions for number one for Trev Only Shines. This is his first interview ever with me with A Money 610. Follow me on my YouTube, A Money 610 Reacts is where this is gonna be posted at. My Instagram is A Money 610, and my Twitter is A Money well X, but I call it Twitter still, is A Money 610. Um
Awesome.
questions for okay, go follow my man Trev Only Shines, give his ass. Tell him where to find you at,
Yep.
bro.
TrevOnlyShines on everything. The name, I don't know if they can see our display names, but my display name
Yeah.
on here on everything. Any platform you can find pretty much.
All right, let's get into it. Introduce yourself, bro.
I am TrevOnlyShines, as you may see on the screen. I'm from New Jersey. I make music, all types of art. I'm into philosophy, I'm into the mind, I'm into culture, the world, everything that's going on. That's what I focus on. I put my life into basically entertainment, but not only entertainment, but just a medium for positivity and a medium for thought, like a way for me to relay thought. This is what I do, you know? Even this interview is a part of my art. But that's an introduction to me for anybody who is entertained by things like that.
All right. So, how did you come up with your artist name?
Well, Trev only shines, affirmations, right? Like positive affirmations.
Yes.
Basically, the name Trev only shines isn't me saying that I'm the only one that shines. It's me saying that everything I do will have some sort of positivity or light behind it and not darkness and where I won't lean into the darkness or the negativity. But naming myself Trev Only Shines wasn't a move of ego, yet it was a move of creating an affirmation I can live by every time I decide to make art. Not trying to hide from my name, Trevor Pisarcik, which is my full legal name, but Trev Only Shines is a character of all of the creativity and imagination Trevor Pisarcik has to offer.
Yes, sir. Ski. All right. So, this one's way off topic. What's your favorite food?
Well, basically for me, I'm very weird and picky with food, but my favorite food would have to be like I'd have to go with tacos or just a basic like Italian meal like spaghetti and meatball. Anything like that I enjoy.
For
But
sure, bro.
I don't eat as much as I maybe should. I'm big on fasting. Fasting the mind and fasting when it comes to consuming.
Yes, sir. Ski. All right. So, what's your favorite movie, if you have one, or you can list a couple?
Can I get all right, so I'll give you three.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody does a top five, but I'll give you the big three for me. Um, we'll have to go with number one, Eyes Wide Shut. Then we'll go with The Matrix, and then we'll go with The Truman Show. Very good fiction.
Very good fiction. Good job. Good job, Trev. I
Yes,
like that. I like
very
that.
good fictional. These are my favorite fictional movies that tell a story very well. They connect with us in some ways. These movies
Yes.
connect with us in ways we find to be almost relatable. Like you see, the world is in a very weird way. So a lot of these movies about the oddities I tend to enjoy. Sorry for my camera moving around. We're off of the phone right now.
You're all good. All right. What made you? All right. So when you made a really happy holiday, what was on your mind at that time?
Oh, basically, when I made Happy Holiday, I went the new era of rap, the new BandLab SoundCloud era not the 2016 SoundCloud era, but the new era, the Instagram BandLab rap era doesn't have a Christmas song. So when I made this, in my mind, I go, oh, this fits in this style, and this can be a song that's listened to whenever, but specifically around the holiday season, and it can be the underground All I Want for Christmas that gets played um every year and only snowballs and gets bigger and bigger, becomes the boulder rolling down the cliff instead of just a little pebble. It gains momentum. That's what I
Fact-
I really honestly wanted to do with this song, just keeping it blunt.
Facts. All right. So, what's your creative process like when writing lyrics or freestyling lyrics?
Now, like I said, most times, I've said this many times. Sorry. Oop, burp. Excuse me, everyone. When I write, I very sparingly release my writtens, but I'll do a long one take freestyle or I'll punch in, but my writtens all come from within. So when I'm making something for everyone in the exterior, outside of myself, it's all coming from the inner part of me, the part of me that is true, the soul, the true highest form of expression that I have to offer. So it doesn't come from like a this was witty or this was clever. It all comes from this emotion or this set of time that I'm going through. So I don't have time to go and sit and write lyrical spiritual miracle like a Eminem may do, and I respect their craft, or a Kendrick may do, and I respect their craft. But I go for more of the raw emotion or the gritty and grainy sound, the grunge vibe, or the happy vibe, but a simplistic version of what people want to hear, not an intricate, um, deep dive into what lyrics fit together. I don't try to just stick to what lyrics fit together. I try to go for more what feelings fit together, like what feeling in my vocals will fit with the beat. So when I write lyrics, if it's too lyrical, I may never release it. It has to fit that perfect lyrical, emotional middle ground. It has to meet at that bridge. It can't be
Mm-hmm.
one side or the other. You know what I mean? I can't have a too emotional track or a too lyrical track. I have to have that perfect blend. So when I write lyrics, that's what I go for.
So, you're a perfectionist.
I'm the opposite of a perfectionist.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
did you ask me anything about writer's block yet? By any
Not yet.
chance?
Not yet.
You were
I'm
gonna
getting there.
from
I'm
we had
getting there.
a mess up and we're getting to the writer's block question. Do you mind if I kind of, instead of asking that, we get right into it involving this?
Go
Because I was
ahead.
gonna say,
Go
when I
ahead.
get the writer's block, and I think any artist, when we get the creative block or the writer's block or the lack of motivation, everybody, what do they say? Any money, they go lean into that lack and force it and write music and keep writing and keep creating. What I do personally when I have writer's block is I totally shut off. You remember me saying this before the
Yeah.
mess up, right? I stop creating art, and people go, "What do you mean?" And a lot who don't make art, or some people who aren't maybe on the same lane of thought or agreement than what I believe right now. For me, and this is just my knowledge from my personal experience, A Money, when I shut off and I decide no more, and I decide I'm not going to make music because I can't right now, something's telling me this isn't the time, right? I
Mm-hmm.
love what I do so much, just like you love creating, and we all do, um,
Yes.
that my body has a reaction, like an addict. I can't help but make stuff or do an interview like this or create something. I have to be constantly moving. So when this writer's block happens, I do the shut off, and I love it so much that I can't help but get back to it. So it's impossible for me to lose it. You know what I mean? The writer's block is a good thing. It's an indicator that something big is coming next. When I can't think of a video to make, or I can't even think of the words to say to you, right? my mind will tell me, know what? Stay down, stay ready, and dedicated. When I say I shut off, it doesn't mean I'm not dedicated. It means I'm ready for when
Yeah,
that moment strikes of something better. Because anything quote unquote negative is a perception you can change into something positive. Like they say, all losses are lessons. So if that writer's block feels like a loss, just remember it's a lesson. So in the end, everything is a win.
correct.
If you believe that, if you believe
Correct.
that, and that is my whole topic for writing music and writer's block, because there, to me, there is no writing the song or writer's block. There is only in tune with the universe and God's plan, or out of tune with the universe and God's plan. And ironically, follow me, when you're out of tune with the universe and God's plan, you're actually in the lesson mode, in the learning mode. So when you get back into your highest self, back in tune, the levels raise. The losses become a win compared to your old wins. And I'll
Yes.
repeat that. The losses become wins compared to your old wins. So the losses only raise in level when you allow that lower self to not be shamed, to not hide from that shadow, to go, okay, I'm flawed. And I'm speaking for me, I'm speaking for everybody because this is the fact. We're all flawed. But instead of going, I'm going to shame that flaw, I'm going to listen to what people have to say about that flaw, I'm going to lean into that lesson and lean into maybe the negative things people say about me. I'm gonna go, what is the lesson in this? And when I do that, that's when projects like Eyes Wide Shut from me come out, where there's 8 songs of pure lyrics and barely any cursing. Because like I
Yeah.
said, as I realize my writings are important, I realize that cursing is something I should try to stay away from unless it has true meaning in the track or film or whatever we're doing. But
All
that's
right.
the all in
Sure.
all for the writing.
For sure. When you wrote Frostbite, what have you had it, and what was the coldest winter you've ever experienced in your lifetime?
When I never had frostbite, but I've been so cold from the outfit I wore that it felt like I might freeze to death because I got that fly to when you get to
Mhm.
the certain air, to
Mhm.
certain 30,000 feet, you just freezing because I had the coldest fit on of all time where I was just like, nobody else could rock this the way I rock it. And it don't even cost designer prices. But at the end of the day, I've never had real frostbite. You know, when the coldest winter I probably ever had was none because when I go outside in that snow, A money, I'm jumping on a sled, I'm jumping on the snowboard or the skis, whatever it may be, even if I'm trash at snowboarding and skiing, and I'm gonna go at it because I love the snow. I actually, to add my own little point here, A money, had a convo the other day with one of my older friends, and I go, there's something great in every season. I don't
Yeah.
get the people out here who go, "Oh, I don't like winter, but I like summer." I love them all equally, and especially fall even, because you get the best of both worlds. You'll have some days where it feels like summer, then you'll have some days where it's -2 degrees. Exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Every
sir.
season has, and it's just like us, every person has something to offer and bring to the table.
Alrighty. So, do you have any memorable studio experiences?
I've had breakdowns. One, one like breakdown emotional moment in front of people I'm working with. I did not care. And I've had triumph, winning. Everybody in the room knows it's my winning time. But it's not, all of it, there needs to be the extreme of both. There needs to be high emotion in the artwork. I can't go into the studio, A money, and go, okay, it's time to make a song. I'm gonna be nonchalant like Duke Dennis. I can't do that, A money. Because
Yeah.
when I do that, I'm like all these rappers or singers or whatever it may be that are basically AI before we even have AI music. They go in there and go, let's say it's a pop country artist. Let me sing about my beer, how my girlfriend left me, and how what sports team I want to see win. And when it comes to rapping, they're either going to talk about the struggle pain or who they drilled, or if you're going to talk about electronic music, it's just going to be a loud bass drop with the same sound we've heard. So
Yup.
I just try to stay away from the low emotion easy making of it all. So the studio experience every time is highly emotional, because compared to most artists I've seen, they feel nothing when they make their music other than, was this a good song or not? They never think about what is 10 years down the line looking like for this song I created. They think about, this sounds good, next song. And fine. If people want to cosplay an artist, like 99% of the people I know and 99% of the people I see, if you want to cosplay a musician, do it. But those are the people that should have the 9 to 5s, A money. Those are the people that should
Yeah.
stick to working. You know what I mean?
Not
You know
people
when
like
you see a real one, they don't have to go and rock out like a cosplayer all day or act cool on Instagram. You'll see someone like me or someone like Pablo Skywalking or someone like a lot of these people post stuff that makes them look weird or even stupid on Instagram. Because, hey, money, if I was out here trying to be cool on Instagram, I wouldn't be cool in real life because I'd be trying. But
yeah.
that's most of these artists. They're all cosplaying. They've never had an emotional moment in the studio. So when you ask if I had a moment in the studio, every single time I step in front of a microphone and know my voice will be heard for the next thousands of years or however long it's on the internet or the internet exists, right? Because that's the era we're in. I
Mhm.
know I am looking into the future and the past and everything, because I'm creating from my spirit. I'm not creating from, this sounds good or not, people will listen. That's why 80% to 90% of these people are fake, but they're not fake because they're filling a role that needs to be filled, right? You need them people for me to stand out, or for someone like Ye, or someone like Eminem, or someone like Lil Wayne, or someone like, these greats to stand out. You can't have a great without the flock. But that's
Yes.
the moment in the studio for me. I've had moments where I realized that. All the moments in the studio built up for me to give you this.
Right.
You know,
What's your favorite thing about
real.
being? Oh,
Not to cut you off, I'm very sorry, but real artists who just heard me say that feel a weight lifted off them, because these are the words they wish they could, put into terms, right? And a money, this will make you laugh probably. The fake artists who heard it got offended. You know what I mean? Because they knew they felt the shoe fit.
yeah, Sersky. All right.
Yeah,
So,
that's why you have to be careful spreading truth, because they won't like me for my truths.
what's your favorite thing about? Wait, no. What advice would you give to aspiring rappers or artists or anybody that wants to do something creative?
If you tell me you're an aspiring artist and want advice, I will tell you I have no advice for you. And then I would give them the advice in that answer, right? The answer would be, come to me when you're an artist and ask for advice. Don't ask me advice when you're aspiring to be an artist. And that
Okay.
answer right there will actually open the door for them to be their highest self, their highest artistic self, right? Because what you're doing there is you're going, you told me you're aspiring to be a musician, you're aspiring to be a filmmaker, you're going to college for it, you're going to seminars, you're looking on YouTube for it, you're looking here for it, there for it. Now, A Money, what do all these places have in common? They're not inside, right? Going to
Yep,
a college for it, watching YouTube, doing this, doing that, that would be outside, looking to the outside, right? So the
correct.
advice I'm giving to all people who are artists, not aspiring to be, because you are an artist already, be it. Bruce Lee said, be water. He didn't say, go be land. When you say you're aspiring to be the artist, you're taking Bruce Lee saying and deciding to go, first I have to be the land to become the water. No, you have to just be the water. That's the only end all be all. There's the artist and not the artist.
Exactly. Last question for you. Do you have any dream collabs?
Every dream collab I've ever had, I've already achieved.
Okay. And name some of them
Like,
while you're at it, real quick. Name some.
okay,
Like who was a dream collab that you've achieved?
nah, and I don't want to be um gaudy or like egotistic, but DJ Bonix would have to be one of my greatest collabs when he played my song at the Wiz Khalifa concert in 2022 and
I
also
saw that.
played my uh,
Congratulations.
yes, and he also played two of my songs on the radio, one in 2022 and one in 2023 for multiple weeks. That was a dream collab for me because he was the first person to play Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa on the radio. So he basically helped put them into the limelight in a sense. He was a part of that pathway for them. And that's the closest I can ever get to working with Mac Miller, to be honest. I can't go and work with Mac Miller, but I've worked with someone who's on one of my favorite Mac projects. I've worked with someone who is close with two of my favorite rappers of all time. So I don't have to go and make a song with Mac because I got the closest I can to doing that. I don't have to go and make a song with
With Wiz.
that's what it's about.
Yup. All right,
And I
bro.
don't know, I think the interview cut out. I've
All right.
had my dream
You did a great
collabs.
interview, so we'll do good. We'll leave it at that.
Oh,
All right.
cool. I can hear you. I can hear you now.
All right, we're all good now. We fixed itself.
But those were, I've had my dream collapse.
All right, so that's all for the interview,
And
bro.
not to mention all my friends. Oh,
All your
oh,
friends.
we're done the interview? Okay, cool. But make sure you cut out that end where I got cut off with the all my friend part. I don't want that in there. That looks bad. Actually, keep it all in now that I said take it out. So I had to do that.
Keep it all in there. I'm gonna keep it all in there, and we'll see
Feel me?
whatever.
Be
All
on
right,
the interview.
I feel you. We're all done the interview. Go
Okay.
follow me, Emily six
Okay.
one everything. Go follow my man TrevOnlyShines. Both our ats are right here. You already know where to find us at. Emily Six One Reacts on YouTube. Emily Six One Reacts. We out. Peace.
All right. Wait. Can I
All
give
right,
a little
outro.
outro
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
give
Go ahead.
my socials?
Go ahead.
Also, uh thoughts, and I wish I could give you guys a little bit more words today, but we're ending. Trev Only Shines on
YouTube.
YouTube. I'll be posting more stuff. I'll long form, like maybe podcast. And I don't know, we're still going. Trev Only Shines on everything, the name right here. But like I said, I wish we didn't have to end so soon, Money, but I appreciate you bringing me on the channel. And I hope everybody just stays positive, keep following God, and stay true. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. We out. Peace.